up? I am Michelle B, and in this video I want to go through 8 lists that you can write for a fabulous 2018. This video is for the planners, it's for the list makers, and it's for the people who want to kick off their 2018 right. These are lists that I've made for myself or I'm making for myself that will leave you feeling inspired and help you to live a bit more of an intentional life. You can jot them down in your bullet journal, you can put them in your Evernote or Google Keep, or you could even create like a 2018 binder and chuck them in there. They're lists that you want to keep on looking back at as you go through the next year. The first list, and this is one of the most important lists that I've made for myself in the past year, is a list of things to do to help pull yourself out of a bad mental place. So this list I kind of actually made for a video originally, which was just questions to ask yourself when you're feeling awful, but I've found myself going back to it over and over again. The list is super basic. It kicks off with things like, are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Because when you feel like dirt because someone has insulted your work, or you're just feeling overwhelmed by all of this stuff in life, the last thing you feel like doing is putting a plan in place to make yourself feel better. So by having a go-to list that you can just whip out and follow each little baby step one by one until you gradually start to feel better, it's really genuinely helpful. The next list that you should make is a list of books that you want to read. They might be self-growth books, they might be philosophical books, they might be fantasy books that you know that you're going to love. Books in general are just life-changing, so life-changing that I have created my own book club, which is 12 months of reading one book a month focused around self-growth. After you write this list, I promise you'll feel inspired to read all of the books, and it'll make every library trip or bookstore trip a lot easier. The next list that you can make to make your life a little bit easier is a list of go-to healthy recipes. In my mind, the simpler and easier to make the meals are, the better. In saying that, keep in mind, I hate cooking, so we may differ. I've had go-to meals for a while, but it's only recently that I've gotten really intentional and written out like step-by-step how to make each meal and put them in a really accessible place, because before they just weren't very well organized or easy to get to. You could even just chuck them on the fridge, so that way every time you feel like getting takeout, they're staring at you. Having your go-to meals listed out, easy to access, makes things so much easier, and it makes you eat a lot healthier as well. The next list, and it's kind of an important one, is a list of things that are stressing you out, and then a list of things that you can do to stop those things from stressing you out so much in the future. So what's been causing you stress this week, this month, this year? What are the little things that have really been getting to you? For example, I kind of feel like for the past 5 years, I've been stressed about getting my car serviced. Basically, right before every car service, I'm at a point where I'll be driving along the highway and I'll be thinking, oh God, my car might break down at any moment. Probably should get it serviced. So the next list that you want to make is, what can I do to reduce that stress? So it could be something super simple. For my car servicing, it was taking that date that went on that little sticker, putting it in my Google Calendar with just a little like, hey, service your car reminder, as well as the place that I want to get it serviced and a phone number so that it's easy for me to do. Because my calendar is my safe space, I act on stuff in my calendar. So what are your things that stress you out? It could be booking your dentist appointments regularly or getting your tax done on time. Those are very practical examples, but it could be a whole range of things. And if you work on implementing tiny little changes, like tiny little things that make you more organized or tiny little ways that you change how you act, it can make a big difference in the long run. The next list that's super helpful to have is a list of things to do when you're bored to motivate and inspire you. So if you're like me, you have a ton of stuff that you want to do, a ton of side projects that you want to do, little things that you want to change, maybe around the house, maybe in your projects. But occasionally you get these weird lulls where you feel like there's just nothing to do and you're bored. You forget all the little side projects that you had planned, and you forget about the self-care day that you really want to take, or those gardens that you really wanted to walk through. So make a big list of all the things that you can do when you're bored, which sounds so basic, but when you're bored, you'll thank yourself. Next up, make a list of your values. Listing out your values can really change the direction that you're going in life. I made a whole video all about like brainstorming your values and how to go about it, but essentially it's listing the top 5 feelings or the top 5 things that you prioritize in life. For you, it could be connection, it could be spirituality, it could be health and wellness. There's a whole range of things. Then write out a list of how you can live out those values in your day-to-day. That might include prayer, meditation, exercise, reading, or going out to social events. These lists can act as your little like mini guide to life. So those are some of my ideas for lists that you can write to make your 2018 better. I'd love to hear some of your ideas for what kind of lists that you would want to make your 2018 better. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel for videos on productivity, self-improvement, intentional living just in general. Follow me on Instagram, linked in the description. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you soon. you.